Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. But let me ask you something that might sting. Have you ever noticed how the moment you stop chasing her, the moment you step back and embrace your silence, she starts thinking about you in ways she never did before? There's a psychological truth most men don't understand, one that women don't always consciously realize themselves. Silence, when wielded correctly, isn't emptiness. It's magnetic, it's power. And if you've been desperate to hear from her, to see her smile at your messages, to feel her attention like a warm wave, this might feel like betrayal at first. But it isn't. It's biology, it's psychology, it's human desire in its rawest form. Here's what happens. When you stop over-communicating, when you stop filling every gap with your words or your presence, her brain starts working over time. She begins to fill the space you've left with thoughts of you. Why didn't he text me back? Why isn't he here? Why am I feeling this pull toward him now? That tension, that uncertainty, triggers her emotional circuits in a way that constant contact never could. And here's the secret most men never learn. Desire thrives in absence. It can't breathe when it's smothered by attention. You see, most men make a fatal mistake. They confuse connection with obsession. They think that showing up, explaining, pursuing relentlessly is proof of value. But what they fail to see is that desire isn't earned through effort, it's ignited by restraint. Your silence communicates confidence without arrogance, self-respect without rigidity. It tells her, without saying a word, that you're not here to be her convenience, that your world doesn't orbit around her whims. And here's the kicker. This very act, seemingly passive, puts you in control of the emotional dynamic. Right now, if you're feeling uneasy, frustrated, or even a little fearful reading this, that's good. That's exactly how she feels on the other side of your silence. Every second you're not reacting, every moment you're holding your energy, you're shifting the balance of power, subtly but irreversibly. She notices, her subconscious notices, her desire awakens, and soon she will find herself wondering if she misjudged the space you occupy, if she underestimated the depth of your calm. If she ever truly appreciated the man she's been chasing in her mind long before she admits it out loud. Now let's dig deeper into what happens inside her mind when you embrace silence. Women are wired to seek connection, but they also respond to mystery. When you stop giving instant replies, when you resist the urge to clarify or explain every little thing, her brain experiences a subtle form of tension, a tension that creates desire. It's almost cruelly beautiful. The less available you are, the more she imagines, fantasizes, and chases the version of you she thinks she's losing. You are no longer a certainty in her life. You are a challenge, and humans are wired to pursue challenges. Here's a truth most men miss. When you over-communicate, you train her brain to take your presence for granted. Every text, every call, every reassurance chips away at the tension that fuels attraction. Desire doesn't exist in comfort, it exists in uncertainty. And your silence, when wielded with intentionality, creates a vacuum she can't ignore. Suddenly, she starts reading into every little detail, your tone, your timing, your past actions. Each pause, each delay, each absence becomes a message louder than anything words could convey. Think of it like this. When you stop filling the space, she starts filling it with thoughts of you. Every glance at her phone, every quiet moment alone, every trivial interaction she has with others becomes filtered through the lens of wondering about you. Your absence forces reflection, and reflection breeds craving. She may resist, she may deny it, but deep down, that pull is undeniable. And here's where most men fail. They panic, they break their own rules, and suddenly the spell is broken. Silence only works if it's unwavering, if it's rooted in genuine self-possession rather than manipulation. Confidence is silent, power is silent. Desire, ironically, is silent. By giving her space, you are not playing games. You are simply existing in your own reality while letting her process hers. She begins to question her own emotions, her own intentions. She wonders why she's thinking about you so often, why she feels compelled to reach out, why the thought of losing your presence, even temporarily, creates a subtle ache she can't explain. That's the psychological leverage you gain through your calm, your restraint, your deliberate quiet. And this isn't just about attraction, it's about respect. When you value yourself enough to withhold your constant attention, she can no longer take it for granted. She is drawn in by your presence in absence, chasing a man who isn't desperate to be chased. The tension you create doesn't scare her away. It awakens her curiosity, her longing, and ultimately her desire for you in ways that no words could ever achieve. Let me be brutally honest with you. Silence doesn't just make her chase you. It makes her chase the idea of you. And the idea of you is far more powerful than reality ever could be. When you stop reacting instantly, when you stop feeding her need for validation, she begins to construct her own version of who you are. In her mind, you become sharper, more confident, more intriguing. Every pause, every unanswered message, every moment of unavailability creates an aura around you that no direct effort could manufacture. She's no longer just seeing you, she's imagining the man behind the silence, and imagination is infinitely stronger than observation. Here's the psychological mechanism at play. Humans crave what they can't fully possess. Desire thrives on challenge, on uncertainty, on the subtle push and pull that keeps the mind engaged. When you remain silent, you create tension, and tension triggers dopamine, the chemical of anticipation and craving. She begins to replay your last interactions, analyze your behavior, question her own feelings. Every thought about you is a micro-obsession she can't control. And that's exactly what makes silence so potent. You are no longer trying to capture her attention. She is compelled to capture yours. Most men sabotage this unknowingly. They mistake silence for rejection, distance for disinterest. They panic, overcompensate, and in doing so, destroy the very tension that creates attraction. But when done intentionally, silence communicates confidence. It communicates value. It communicates that your time, your energy, and your attention are not commodities to be freely given. And here's the subtle brilliance of it. She notices this, often without realizing it consciously. Her attraction grows not because you're loud or charming or aggressive, but because you are emotionally unattainable in a way that makes her desire your presence, your approval, your attention. And don't underestimate the emotional weight of this. Desire isn't just about physical attraction. It's about the mind, the heart, the interplay between curiosity and longing. By stepping back, by remaining composed, by refusing to overexpose yourself, you create an emotional gravity. She is drawn toward that gravity, even if she fights it, even if she tells herself she's not interested, even if she acts indifferent. Your silence stirs something primal, a longing that words cannot articulate. So remember this, it's not just about withholding communication. It's about cultivating a presence that is felt, even when absent. A presence that resonates deeper than any text, any call, any attempt to prove yourself. The man who masters silence doesn't chase desire, he creates it, and she inevitably finds herself pursuing him, pulled by a force she can neither name nor resist. Now let's talk about what she actually feels when you hold your silence. Most men think that silence is emptiness, but for her, it's electric. Every pause from you is a signal she can't ignore, a quiet statement that you exist beyond her control, beyond her expectations, beyond her immediate reach. And this is where desire becomes almost uncontrollable. Her mind begins to fill in the blanks, creating scenarios where you matter more than ever, where she imagines your life, your thoughts, your intentions. And the beauty of it? She doesn't even realize she's doing it. Here's a critical truth. Women are wired to pursue emotional security, but emotional security is more than comfort. It's validation, curiosity, and intrigue wrapped into one. When you're silent, you create an emotional puzzle. She instinctively wants to solve it, and every moment of uncertainty becomes an internal tug-of-war. Should she text? Should she wait? Should she act indifferent? Each thought of you is amplified because you are no longer predictable. Predictability kills attraction, mystery fuels it. The more she's unsure, the more her desire intensifies. Pay attention to what she does next. The subtle behaviors, the micro moments, checking her phone when she thinks you're not watching, replaying your last conversation in her head, even casually bringing you up in conversations with friends. These are her unconscious attempts to regain proximity, to understand the man who refuses to be fully known. And it works in your favor because desire is emotional energy, and emotional energy is contagious. She's chasing not just you, but the emotions you evoke, the calm confidence, the self-possession, the unspoken power of your restraint. Men often fail because they confuse action with attraction. They think chasing her, texting her, explaining themselves is what creates pull. But desire is the opposite. It thrives in contrast, in absence, in the silent tension that leaves her wondering, craving, questioning. When you hold back, you force her to lean in emotionally, mentally, even physically, because she can't help herself. Her subconscious mind starts scripting stories where you matter, where your presence is missed, where she realizes she's the one who has to move, has to initiate, has to chase. And this is where your silence transforms from passive behavior into strategic influence. You are no longer reacting to her whims. You are guiding her emotions without saying a word. She's drawn toward you not because you demanded it, not because you begged, not because you explained, but because you exist in a way that makes her desire you. That is the subtle, unspoken power. Now, let's expose the ultimate reason silence makes her chase you, and why most men will never understand this. It's not about ego. It's not about manipulation. It's about activating a primal part of her mind, the part that equates scarcity with value. When you step back, when you withhold your constant presence, you become rare. And rarity, in her subconscious, signals worth. Suddenly, she isn't just thinking about you. She's measuring your value against the void your absence creates. Every unanswered text, every delayed response, every moment she doesn't know where you are or what you're doing magnifies your significance. This is why men who panic and chase immediately destroy attraction. Desire cannot exist alongside desperation. When you are desperate, you are predictable, consumable, replaceable. But when you are calm, collected, and silent, you're untouchable, intriguing, and unforgettable. She starts replaying her memories of you, remembering the small details, the way you spoke, the way you moved, the quiet confidence that seemed effortless. She begins to realize she wants you more than she ever realized she could. And it all started because you didn't react, because you didn't chase, because you allowed her mind to create longing on its own. Here's the key. Your silence must be intentional. It's not coldness. It's not avoidance. It's a statement that you are grounded in your own life, that your emotions are your own, that you will not be pulled into drama, insecurity, or unnecessary explanations. This is magnetic. It awakens her curiosity, her desire, her subconscious pursuit. She begins to chase the man who exists independently of her, who is emotionally strong enough to let the connection breathe. And here's something few men recognize. She starts sending silent signals back, unconsciously mirroring the tension you create. Her eyes linger longer. Her tone becomes softer, warmer, more intimate. Her words carry hidden meaning, invitations disguised as casual conversation. Every subtle signal tells you she's thinking about you, evaluating you, and craving more of the emotional pull you're now orchestrating without saying a word. The truth is simple, yet few men act on it. Attraction is not about quantity of attention, it's about quality of presence. Silence, when wielded correctly, shifts the emotional balance. She begins to chase because she realizes you are not hers to control, and the desire to possess something rare, something self-possessed, is primal, irresistible, and profound. By holding your calm, by remaining silent, you are not pushing her away. You are pulling her closer in the most powerful way possible, making her wonder if she's ever been this drawn to anyone before. Now, let's tie everything together, and I want you to really pay attention, because this is where most men completely miss the point. Silence doesn't just make her chase you, it makes her invest emotionally in you. Every pause you take, every moment you refuse to over-explain, every second you withhold your attention forces her to confront her own feelings. She begins to analyze herself, question her own desires, and realize just how much she wants you. Not because you told her to, but because she can't help it. The chase isn't about control, it's about awakening something deep inside her that only tension and mystery can spark. Here's the paradox. The more you hold back, the more she steps forward. The less you explain, the more she imagines. The quieter you are, the louder her desire becomes. And this isn't just about fleeting attraction, It's about creating a connection that sticks, that lingers, that occupies her mind in a way no amount of words could ever achieve. She is not consciously chasing your attention. She is subconsciously chasing the emotional experience you represent, the calm confidence, the self-possession, the unspoken power. And once she's invested emotionally, her thoughts about you are unstoppable. Men often sabotage this by overcomplicating it. They text too much, they apologize too much, they try too hard. But desire doesn't respond to effort. It responds to absence, to restraint, to the subtle magnetic pull created by a man who knows his own value. By being silent, you give her space to realize she wants more than just your presence. She wants your attention, your respect, your approval, your time. She chases because she finally understands that you are not a given, you are earned. And that realization is intoxicating for her. Understand this clearly. This works only if your silence is authentic. You must be confident, grounded, and emotionally independent. If your silence comes from fear, insecurity, or manipulation, it backfires. But if your silence comes from self-possession, from knowing your worth, from valuing your own life above the need for constant validation, it is irresistible. You are no longer available at a whim. You are the man she must actively pursue. So, from this moment on, stop over-communicating, stop chasing, stop trying to explain yourself. Let your silence speak louder than any words ever could. She will notice, she will feel it, she will chase, not because you demand it, but because your absence has created a space that only you can fill. And that, my friend, is the power every man can wield if he understands the psychology of desire. Silence isn't emptiness, it's the ultimate magnet. Master it and watch her chase you like never before.